What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Excel Guy. If you guys haven't noticed, it used to be called Let's Excel Together, but I changed my channel name to the Excel Guy, and I figured it was appropriate because I'm using I have a TikTok account named the Excel Guy where I do basic Excel functions, and I thought it was more fitting to have my channel name match my TikTok username. So if you're confused, the Excel Guy used to be Let's Excel Together. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about for loops, but instead of the traditional for loop, we're going to be looping through a set of worksheets. So let's say you have 10 worksheets and you need to perform the same task on them. Let's say you need to bold the first column or you need to delete the second column, whatever it might be. We're going to loop through each of those sheets and perform that task with a click of a button. So instead of having to go through each sheet individually and perform that task, we're going to automate this. Okay, so without wasting any more of your time, let's get started. Okay, looping through each of these sheets. So let's imagine here we have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, and sheet 5. Now each one of them is relatively the same. We have a header column here that's just called data, and then random values that span on and on and on. Now let's say we want to change the formatting a little bit of each of these sheets, and we want to maybe bold the header column and we want to left align all of the data. Okay, so we could easily go through each one of these sheets and do that, but imagine there were 50 sheets. That would take quite a bit of time. So let's go ahead and set up a module so that we can click a button and have all this done immediately. So let's go ahead and start setting up our sub. So it's going to be just called something random. We'll say loop through sheets. We'll end our sub. Okay, and so to loop through each of the sheets, we're going to start it just like a for loops. We're going to say for each. We'll call the variable just sheet, SHT, in worksheets. So what this is going to do is going to say for every sheet in all of the worksheets inside of this workbook, we want to perform a task. Okay, and then at the end of the for loop, we have to say next sheet, which will bring us to the next sheet that we're interested in performing some sort of task on. So as I mentioned, let's go ahead and we're just going to bold the header. So we'll just say sheet. Okay, so we're going to be referencing the sheet that we're currently on. Actually, first thing we're going to do is we're going to activate the sheet. Okay, so we can actually watch this happen. So we're going to say sheet.activate. So this will activate the sheet that we're currently on in the iteration of the for loop. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our first step, which is just bolding the header. So we're going to say sheet.range. And for each of these sheets, the range is going to be A1. So we're going to say A1 dot font dot bold equals true. Okay, so that's going to bold the header column there. Sheet dot range. So now, the last thing that I mentioned was we're going to left align everything. So as you can see, everything here is center aligned. We want everything to be left aligned. Okay, so let's get back into our code here. We're going to say the current sheet that we're on, dot range, A through A. We're going to say dot horizontal alignment, forgive my terrible spelling, equals XL left. Okay, so that's going to take column A and it's going to align everything to the left. And we'll just stick with this. We'll keep it nice and simple. And then the last row, of course, is the next sheet. So it's going to go back up, go to the next sheet inside of the workbook, and perform the same set of steps. Okay. Let's throw in something else too, just so that we can learn it. A message box. Sometimes what I like to do is display to the user that the current procedure is done running. Okay, so they're not just sitting there waiting for it to be done. So we can do message box. We'll just say, hello, your task is complete. Okay, so this will display a message box as soon as the for each sheet is complete to let the user know, hey, you're done, you can move on. Okay, so let's go ahead and step through this one by one like we normally do. Remember, it's F8 on your keyboard. So we're going to step through. So it's going to first activate the sheet. Okay, so we're on sheet 1, it's active. And then we're going to bold A1, so that just completed there. And then for the entire column, we're going to left align it. Perfect. Now it's going to go to the next sheet, and it's going to activate it. So we're on sheet 2. It's going to bold the first the header column, and then left align. Next sheet, continue, continue, continue until we get to the last sheet, and boom, we're outside of our for each sheet loop because there's no more worksheets in the workbook, and then it's going to display the message box. Boom. Hello, your task is complete. Okay, so now we're done. That's the end of the for loop in the sub here. So it worked through every single sheet here, and let's go ahead and let's actually just do the reverse. Okay, so we're going to say let's change this to false, so the header is no longer going to be false, and let's go ahead and just for fun make everything aligned to the right. Okay, and we'll go ahead and just execute this one. So we'll hit play. Hello, your task is complete, and bam, you'll see each sheet now has the header is unbold and everything is aligned to the left. So that's it. That's pretty simple, a lot like the basic for loop that we've learned in the past. If you haven't watched that video, I highly encourage you to watch it. But this is very simple, how you can loop through each worksheet and perform a set of procedures very quickly. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.